it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're not, thanks for sticking around, right, guys? This has epically become my journey, right? If you're new to the channel, this is my journey of becoming a funded six-figure trader, which we already hit. So now it's the journey of becoming a funded seven-figure trader, right? We're going for max allocation on FTMO, and then I'm going to go for $1 million in funded capital. That's my goal. And my goal is to do it using this basic strategy. The strategy is super simple. You guys could look at any one of my other videos and it's the same thing over and over and over again. I had a little bit of a period of well, I wouldn't say drawdown. It was basically break even for last month because I wasn't able to trade the profitable weeks. And I ended up going on vacation, a lot of emotions, a lot of psychology, yada, yada, yada. I ended up breaking even, where if you actually look at my back tested data, I really should have been in profit, right? That's all on me. This is a fresh month. Yesterday we did take a loss, and spoiler, today we took another loss. So what are we in October? Is October going to be my first losing month? I have no idea, but we're going to find out together, right, guys? I have complete faith, and I'm just saying this so I believe in myself, right? I think my number one issue with this whole trading journey has honestly been psychology. And I created this channel for selfish reasons, and it's helped me tremendously. So I want to thank every one of you that's followed and watched. And it like warms my heart to see you guys actually taking this, using the strategy, and gaining 5% on your accounts. It's mind-blowing. Yeah. So anyways, let's get into the strategy. It's super simple, guys. It's basically you're taking price from 12 a.m., right? This is all New York Standard Time, so UTC -4. You're going to take price from 12 a.m. to 8:30, mark out the high and the low. And then all you're going to wait for is a break of that high or low, right? We're looking for a liquidity raid. We're looking for the liquidity to be taken out, and then a market structure shift. You're looking for the trend to change, and then you're going to get in on a pullback of that change. So it's super simple. Today there was news at 8:30. Is this today's? Today's. Where's 8:30? Was there news at 8:30? Was there news at 10? News at 10. Right? I believe it was news at 10. Playing price forward. Here you go. 9:30 push. So at this point in time, obviously, this high was taken out over here. We would have been looking for, to be completely honest, you would have been looking for this low to be taken out with displacement, which there was a candle closure underneath. However, because there was news at 10, I believe it was 10 o'clock, and we were so close to the 9:30 open. So I don't like taking entries right on the 9:30 open. More than not, I have lost my trades, so I avoid it, right? So playing price forward again. Where's the displacement? Well, there you go. Candle closure underneath, right? So this becomes your new low that needs to be taken out, and that's it. So in the strategy, you take the fib from top to bottom, and then you're just entering at the 61.8, right? Take a short position. You cover your high, and we're going 2 times risk. It's extremely simple, right? And all I'm trying to do is rinse and repeat this. And I try to like repeat it to myself over and over again. Honestly, your guys' comments about hey, like, don't worry about the losers and all that kind of stuff helps. I feel like doing my videos on my losers have helped me more with this channel, and I forgot about that. So definitely gonna keep up with journaling, video journaling my trades with you guys, right? So obviously stopped out, and then price comes back down, but then pumps back up. It just wasn't in the cards today for the setup, right? Overall, it didn't play out. Now, I did promise you guys that I was going to do a video on understanding my sheet and the back tested data, so I'm going to take advantage of today and do that as well, right? So I pull my Excel sheet, and I'm going to get rid of my face for a second. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna set up a link to this sheet separate, right? It's super simple. It's starting from the top. This column here is obviously the date column. This is a formula that I set up. It's called the weekday, so it tells you what day of the week this is. So that's how I figure out all these numbers, right? So for example, Monday is 1, which is here. So it takes all the information from my losses and wins and applies it in this Monday field. And this is Tuesday's 2, and so on and so forth. So right here goes the date. This is a formula. This is a formula as well. So this is 50% of my starting balance. So my starting balance is all the way at the top. So you can tweak it and put whatever number you want, right? If you wanted to start an account with $5,000 and only risk 0.5%, you can sit there and see how it compounds with this back to this to that. So at the end of the 4 or 5 months, you'll have $8,000, right? You can also increase the risk. Instead of doing 5%, you sit there and let's say you run 0.5%, right? You would just have to copy this whole thing down. And then this is the compounded column where you would see that if I risked 0.5%, if I would risk 5%, I would risk 5% on my account per trade, right? I can grow that $5,000 to a whopping $500,000, which is insane. And that's one of the things, once I'm done with getting max allocated, I'm going to do. I'm going to take a set amount like 5 grand, 6 grand, 2 grand, something, whatever it is. I haven't decided on the actual number, and I'm going to set up a on my FX book and compound the shit out of it and see how big I can get it. Right? That's my next little YouTube video blog that's gonna happen. So stay tuned for that. So that's how that works. This $1,000, $2,000 is your stop loss and your take profit, right? That runs this column over here. So let's say that you increase risk to 2%, so that would be $2,000 to $4,000, right? And then I could see how much I would have made on account, right? And then it would, you would see that, for example, here I would have lost 4%. There's no months that I would have blown the account, right? Even risking 2%, there's not one month where I would have blown the account. Risking 2%, honestly, per trade is crazy. It's crazy the amount of money you would have made. So for example, in April, right? April's to here. So $34,000, right? May, $38,000. June, $40,000, just by increasing my obviously my risk, right? $42,000, $26,000, $30,000. So my goal is to diversify my portfolio by diversifying my risk across the accounts. I am going to create an account and run 2% risk, like blow or go. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to run 2% risk. If I lose the account, I lose the account. It is what it is. I'll just, I'll trade for another one. That's it. So, but looking at the data, I can sit there and say, okay, cool. I can do this, right? I won't lose account, even risking 2%. At least as of now. And I back tested it also using FX replay on months from last year, just to make sure that my strategy is still profitable, right? So I had somebody comment about how a 1 to 3 risk to reward made 17%, and their 1 to 2 only made 9% or whatever it is for last month, September. So I ended up September last month, I made 15%. I made $15,000, right? If I risked $1,000 per trade, and I would have ended up with $15,000 if I was able to capitalize on every single trade, right? There's 2 days that I believe I could have avoided, right? The losses, but I still marked them up as losses, which are these 2 days here. Now, I created this section. Let me see if you guys can see it. I created this section to the left, to the right. I'm sorry. So this here would be the trades taken, not the stop loss. This is like win or lose, the amount of trades that I took, right? This is the amount of trades that hit TP1. This will be if the trade hit TP3, TP3.5, TP4, TP4.5, TP5, and then their potential risk to reward, like their max RR. So I had and that's where like psychology would come into play, right? This is amazing that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades hit 11, at least 11 RR, right? 11R for that month. But I know psychologically speaking, I would not be able to handle holding those trades. I just wouldn't be able to, right? And looking into the data, which is up here, right? TP2 made me $15,000. TP3 did make $17,000, right? Now, was it $2,000 more with 2 extra losses, right? I'd rather take I'm the type of guy that rather be more right than get more money, if that makes any sense, right? So I rather have the secure 1 to 2, knowing that I'm consistently profitable doing that, opposed to going for that 1 to 3. 3.5, I'm actually losing money from 1 to 3. 1 to 4, you're back up above, but then you're talking about, instead of, let's see, out of 15 trades, so that's 5 losses. So 8, 6, 7. So you're talking about 3 extra losses, right? 3 extra losses. So now you're at almost a 50% win rate at 3.5 and also at 4. So I don't know. You could trade it at a 1 to 4, take some extra losses, and make a potential $5,000 more, right? Like this might be more. This might be worth it to me, right? Overall, maybe I say, okay, fine. Instead of taking 10 wins, I'm only taking 7 wins, but I'm going to make an extra $5,000. Maybe that's worth it to me. But this here, no, right? 4.5 drops again, and then TP5, you pick up an extra $1,000. The one that's crazy is the 11R. So the 11R, there was only 5 trades that would have hit 11R. One of them gapped, which is this one. And the whole thing is, it gapped like 193 points. Like, it gapped insane. So if it gaps against you, you could blow your account, right? So I don't know if I would take this risk on a funded account, right? I just don't know if I would do it. I don't even know if I would do it on a live account. Fuck. Yeah, that's an insane risk to take. But overall, it is way more profitable. Now, this is, out of 15 trades, you lose 10 of them. So right there, you're risking 1%. If those 10 are back to back, you're done, right? It doesn't happen that way, but you're done. You're not passing the challenge, but you would have made 45%, which is insane. It's honestly insane. Even if, let's say, you closed out. The problem is all these trades ran past market close. So market closes at 4, right? And it reopens at 6, right? So all these trades would run past that. You will still be risking the gap. You would just have to hope that the gap is in your favor, or you can handle, whatever drawdown is going to appear, and take the loss. So, but that's a big difference. So food for thought. I am going to continue to backtest it backwards, seeing, August, July, June, how profitable they were and how far my actual TPs ran, right? So I'm going to do that for you guys as well. And then I'll continuously update the sheet. So over here, I have my markups that you guys could take a look at. So you just, click on it and you'll see that's right there, right? It's as simple as that. So that's pretty much it. This is my Excel sheet. It's super simple. Oh, I have a column for red, for news. So you write down if it's a red folder, right? I have a column which would be for here. This gives me all these numbers. I have a column for Powell when he speaks, which is over here. So that gives you whatever's just says Powell spoke. And what other columns I have? I have news without Powell. I pretty much have everything set out so I know how profitable I am in certain events. Now, so you understand how I go about it sometimes, right? So I'll sit here and let's just say that I wanted to do this. All right, back over here. So, let's say you're going about your day and you're looking to trade tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow's the 5th. So you're looking for tomorrow. Oh, and what do you see? You got news at 8:30, unemployment claims, right? What I typically do is I'll sit here, open this up, right, and see that September 28th, September 21st, September 14th all had unemployment claim news. And then I'll sit there and go back to my Excel sheet. So 28, 21, and 14, right? So going back to my Excel sheet, 28, right, was a win. 21 was a no trade. And 14 was a win. So out of those 3 days, I had 2 winners and a no trade. It kind of just gives me confidence in, let's say, fuck it, I'm going to take the trade. Right? Regardless, I'm supposed to be taking these trades rain or shine, but it does give me an added confidence going back to the data and saying, okay, for that specific news event, how profitable am I? And I'll probably end up creating a third line where I actually type in if it's NFP, if it's this, that, and the other, and then I'll add it to the top. Thoughts. I want to put in a 4-hour bias, right? So the trading strategy in itself really doesn't have a bias. It has no bias, but it kind of does, if that makes any sense. Since you're taking price between a range and just waiting for the break of the higher low, overall, if you're looking at the 4-hour and you know that you're in a, let's say bearish trend, you kind of, you might want the price to break the highs so you could catch the sell, right? I just want to see, I'm not gonna steer away from my strategy at all because it is profitable, right, guys? Like, I'm not gonna steer away from what I'm doing. However, I do want to see the win rate when you compare it to like the 4-hour bias. Like if I am bullish or bearish on the 4-hour, that I want to see. So I'm thinking about including that in the numbers. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I always love to read them. But yeah, so we're down 2%, guys. We're officially down 2% for the month. I am only down 0.5% on the account. So basically, my phase 2 is sitting at 99,500. My my funded account right now is sitting at 99,750 because I didn't catch yesterday's loss because I didn't link the account. And then my unlimited accounts, one's up like 2% or 2.5%, and one's down 0.5%. But we got a whole month. I ain't scared. And honestly, if I don't pass because of my own fault, it's okay. We have plenty of time with the unlimiteds. And I know that more than likely, if I don't pass, I'll get a free retry. But I'm just gonna buy an unlimited account and trade it, because it is frustrating when you're like right there. And honestly, I believe it messes with your psychology. But anyways, you guys have a great night. Any questions, comments, leave them in the comments. I just want to say thank you, everybody, and have a great night.